I transformed this Spirit Halloween costume into this absolute diva Art the Clown, and I'm going to show you how I did it in this video so that you can do it too. First, I grabbed this Rit Dye More and put it into boiling water. This is what colors polyester because the costume is 100% polyester. First, I'm going to grab the gloves and dip them in this bowl. It turned out a very beautiful pink, and I decided to dip the tips of the gloves so that it looks like blood but pink. Now I'm going to go with the costume and just dip everything in there slowly, first starting with the collar and then the costume. We did this piece by piece so that it would distribute evenly, but this turned out a much darker pink than I would have liked, so we tried a different costume, this time with less of the dye inside of the pot, and it actually turned out to be this beautiful pastel color, which is exactly what I wanted. So we slowly put the rest of the costume in and just took it out immediately so that it stayed pastel colored. They have now been sitting out here overnight. Oh, there's a little spider right there. This one turned out a lot more pink than I would have liked. But this one actually turned out the very pastel bright color that I really wanted. I'm gonna have Levi try both of them on and then decide which one I'm gonna turn into diva art. Well, first I got Levi to cut down this decoration because I almost got stung by a wasp. I did not realize that they had built a nest inside of it and it was full of yellow jackets. Anyway, he tried on the first pink costume, but I didn't like it. I like the pastel looking one better. And now it was time to decorate, so I got these bow stickers as well as all of these rhinestones and E6000. I started with the arm and started with the smallest rhinestones, just going one by one until it looked like this. Now for this part, I'm gonna add different jewels like this flower, these hearts, and this bow, and just put them everywhere. So far, I am really loving the way that the arm is turning out, but I am going to add more rhinestones like these big hearts and these flowers, and in the end, it ends up looking something like this. So I'm gonna do this to the rest of the costume, specifically on the pink side, just like this. Well, I still have the whole leg to go through and the back of the costume, but once I did that, I felt like I still want to add more. So I grabbed different rhinestones like these flowers. Oh, and I also started working on the back as well as the wrap. I just wanted to rhinestone the hell out of it so it's shiny. And I also started working on the gloves. Just wanted to make those sparkly as possible. And I had leftover rhinestones, so I just added more to the front. This is what the little head wrap thing ended up looking like. I was in love with it. And the glove. But I wanted to add more. Oh, and I also started working on the collar and just added a bunch of bows. And then I bedazzled these sunglasses with these flower rhinestones. They look amazing! Here is the finished result. Wow, it's so fabulous. I think the only thing I hate is the mask. I do not like it.
This is so fucking cute.
I'm gonna have you change the mask to the other one that I have. So I'm gonna have him try that on. Okay, here is the second option. The hat is glued onto the mask. Also, it was autographed by David Howard Thornton. But this doesn't fit on it, so I think I might have to just settle with this one. I hate it so much. So I ended up cutting off the teeth because it looked ridiculous, and then I found a reference photo and started painting over it with white paint to get rid of all these ugly lines. And then that looks so much better. Look, this is the before and this is the after. It's significantly better. And this is them side by side. Also went to the store and got these big clown shoes, but I used black acrylic paint to make them more accurate to arts. I used about 4 layers of paint, and then I wanted to add some glitter blood. I started dabbing the shoes with the glitter to just kind of make this bloody effect. I used a hairdryer to blow dry it. Then I got these pink shoelaces that I replaced the white ones with. They look more curly pop, and then I used this feather boa as well as this glittery cleaver. You can find these at Spirit Halloween. And I also got some face paint to kind of fill in the mouth and the eyes, as well as this setting spray and tooth paint to make the teeth really gross like Art the Clown's. Make sure you do an allergy test before you put on the tooth paint, but this was absolutely worth it. The teeth look disgusting, and this entire costume took me about 5 days. My hands had cramps from putting on these individual rhinestones, but I was so proud with how beautiful it all looked. This is my friend absolutely feeling himself as Diva Art the Clown. Anyway, I hope this costume inspired you. I want to see more pink Art the Clowns. I know he's a popular costume this year because the Spirit Halloween employees told me that they are selling out of Art the Clown costumes. But anyway, yeah, this is how you can stand out a little more as Art the Clown, except you're a diva.